What's up guys, it's Fable and I'm actually here with another video. This is something that I haven't done before, so this is super exciting. Today, we're doing kind of like a Christmas wish list thing here. So if you have a son or daughter, or maybe you're just getting this for yourself, these are some things that you can get them this Christmas holiday that I think they would like. I've had experience with all these things before, so you can take it from me, you can look up the reviews on these things, but I'm going to show you a couple of items, games, systems, just all sorts of things that you can get them, you can pick them up. So yeah, let's just get right into it with our number one choice. Well, it's not like a number one, but our first one that we're going to do. So we'll go right into that. Alright, so here we are. Here's our first big item here. So this is, if they don't already have it, something that you can get your kid for Christmas. So this is like something that you might want to pick out, and this is for other people too. This isn't just for parents and their kids, but this is something that obviously I have, and obviously it's a good thing to pick up right here, and that is the Nintendo Switch. This is the hottest console on the market right now. It was out of stock for a long time, but someone said to me in another video that these are actually back. So you can actually find these like anywhere. You can find them Target. You can actually order them off Nintendo's website, and then it'll give you like a different retailer to buy from. So yeah, maybe if you think your kid could be interested in a new console, maybe you haven't picked something up since the Wii U or Wii even, and you think that they could use a new one, this is definitely something that you want to do. Your kid, old or young, is going to enjoy the console, especially because the games range from games to there's M games, E games, and T games, so there's a variety of them, and there's a lot of games. This first launch year has been awesome, so that's just something to get your kid so they have a new console. And yeah, it's portable and it's a new console. If you don't think that your kid will be able to take care of a console like this or something, or maybe it's maybe they're not ready for this, I have something. My next item is actually something for that. So if you don't think your kid could or wants a Switch or could like use it in any way, maybe you think he'd break it super fast, or she, this next item is for you, so make sure you check that out. Some of you might have guessed our next item, and that is the Nintendo 3DS. This is actually the new 3DS, but this is the smaller edition, and it actually comes with Mario. I'm not telling you to get this bundle, but this bundle is pretty great. So anyway, this is like something that you buy your kid if you think that like they like. I mean, there's a lot of different games for the 3DS especially, but Nintendo's not dropping this, so new games actually do come out for the 3DS. There's still a lot of people playing games online, especially because I play Monster Hunter a lot, and there's still a ton of people online playing Monster Hunter, and it came out a good, actually probably like a year and a half ago, so that's awesome. So Nintendo 3DS is something that you can get for younger, or if you have a spouse or a kid who just needs something else, you can play Zelda on the go, so it's amazing. You can play Mario. There's games for adults and kids on 3DS, so be sure to check this out this holiday. I'm sure there's some deals on it. Plus, it's not that expensive anyway. DSs have dropped. They got a 2DS, 3DS, 2DS XL, 3DS XL. I recommend the new 3DS. If you're older, I get the new 3DS XL, but I like the smaller version of this, and it just came with Mario, so that's pretty cool. We'll move on to our next item now. So our next item is something, it's a product that goes along with the Switch here, and that is the Pro Controller. I have a full-fledged review on this controller on my channel. You can check it out. The Pro Controller is like a bigger controller for your Switch. If you have a kid who has a lot of friends and he likes to have them come over, like you have like kids who come over, play video games at your house, you need an extra controller, Pro Controller is the way to go. This is obviously, like, in my review, I talked about it, but this could be one of my favorite controllers. It's just, the grip is so nice, the buttons are big, and they're amazing, and I know it is a little pricey, and you can get controllers that are kind of like it that aren't as expensive, and I would definitely recommend that to some people. There's some wired Pro Controllers, and they're less expensive for sure, but I definitely would get the Pro Controller, especially if you like I'll talk about it later, but some of the games on the Switch, a Pro Controller is extremely, extremely useful. So that's pretty awesome, and then we'll move to our next thing, talking about it. It kind of plays with this as well, and I'll talk about the Pro Controller in that, so I'll see you then. Alright guys, so here's our next item. This one is different, especially if it's kind of like the Pro Controller here, but it's another set of Joy-Con. So Joy-Con are the main controllers that come with the Switch. As you can see on the Switch case here, comes with two of them, and they are two separate controllers, but it feels a lot better when you have the grip to put them together. So I recommend getting another pair of Joy-Cons because I mean, sometimes these can be, like, easily lost, so it'll be good to have another pair, and they're cool for collecting. If you're a Switch collector, you like to collect stuff, there's a lot of different Joy-Con choices out there. So, pick your kid up some new Joy-Cons, and again, they are expensive, but most controllers are expensive. So, yeah, pick up some new Joy-Cons. I'm pretty sure they run for 70 bucks. You can get, like, 40 bucks for just a single one if you just wanted one more for some reason. You can do that, so that's pretty cool. So we'll show you one more good look at those, front and back. There are a lot of different colors. You can get red, blue, neon yellow. I know there's a neon pink and a neon green that come in a set together, and then now we have like the crimson type Joy-Cons that come with Super Mario Odyssey. So yeah, all those are great things to get there. So yeah, we'll move on to our next item now. Okay guys, we're at our next item, and this is actually an amiibo. Not necessarily this amiibo, there are tons of amiibos out there. If your kid or spouse or something likes to collect, this is huge for collecting. You can use amiibo on 3DS, you can use it on Switch, you can use it on like most Nintendo items now, even a Wii U. So these are really cool. They're just like, they can give you extra bonuses in-game. This is my favorite amiibo, that's why I'm showing it. So these are cool to collect. They give you bonuses. It's really cool. Most controllers have something right here, or maybe it's this one actually, where it reads, it's an NFC reader, and that reads the amiibo. There are plenty of amiibo out there. There's Mario amiibo, Zelda amiibo, then there's a ton of other stuff. I'm pretty sure I just said Zelda, sorry about that, but Zelda amiibo, and there's tons, and they're pretty cheap too. I'm pretty sure some of them you could find for like 8, 9 bucks, some of them, the new ones are like 12, 13, so look out for an amiibo. These are really cool, great for collecting, and we're gonna move on to our next item now. This is actually our last item that will be with like an actual console thing, you know? Because the next items that I'm gonna have are games that you can pick up, but this is another item that I think is crucial if you're getting a Switch for someone, and that is a case. Or maybe if they already have a Switch but don't have a case. You can carry your Switch portable around in a case. Make sure it's a sturdy case. I know that they have some flimsy cases out there which aren't great. This Mario one is awesome. It came with like it actually came with a screen protector, and that's another thing that you definitely have to get if you're buying someone a Switch, which is a screen protector. Or just a dot cover, because it does scratch it. So just be super cautious. I recommend a glass screen protector always. Just get a case. It helps so much, and there's tons of cool cases out there. Collectors also will love to collect Nintendo Switch cases because there's so many of them, and they're all really good. Just make sure you find a sturdy one. It's not flimsy. Make sure you hold so it can hold a lot of games. There's a ton of good cases out there, so just look for one. If you already have a Switch and you're watching this video right now and you don't have a case, I seriously just have to recommend, if you're gonna plan to use your Switch just throughout the years, you definitely need a case for your Switch. I'm sure many of you know from the music that I'm having, but this is our first game item, and that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If your kid or spouse that you're getting this for, getting a Switch for, if they don't have Mario Kart 8, then they're missing out on a ton. If they already played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, then it's obviously something right there. Then they've already played it. But Deluxe, it adds so much to it. So it adds a whole new improved battle system. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is super easy to pick up too. Even if you're not a competitive gamer, it's super fun. Great online system. Mario Kart 8 is a huge online multiplayer. It was actually one of the biggest Switch successes this year. It got a ton of sales, and this is the second time it's being released, so that's pretty awesome. It's like a remake. It's a ton of fun, guys. It's multiplayer. It's 4-player. That comes in handy if you bought a Pro Controller. I love racing with a Pro Controller. There's gyro controls. Just Mario Kart 8 is a perfect family game or friend game. It's also a big friend destroyer. Make sure you don't beat your friends too bad in this game, or they will hate you for life. I'm not even joking there. Alright guys, so we are at our next item, and that is Splatoon 2. I have a bit of a weird case right here, but that's because I turned it inside out. So there's the actual cover of Splatoon 2. Now, this is like definitely one of the games that I've put a ton of hours into, because it's so replayable. There is a story mode, and that's not really the biggest part of the game. It's actually the online multiplayer is the biggest part of Splatoon 2. If you like shooters, this is definitely for you. It's one of the best shooters on Switch so far. There's not a ton, but Splatoon 2 is something amazing. If they didn't have time to pick up Splatoon 2 when it came out, or you're just getting them a Switch, Splatoon 2 is a perfect online multiplayer experience, and it is so fun. So make sure you pick this up for your kid if they think you want it, or spouse. This is a great game for all ages, and it's super fun multiplayer. You can play with your friends who have Switches, or there's I know there's not local multiplayer in this game, so you can't use like one person has the Joy-Con and another Pro Controller. So it's online multiplayer, so make sure you have that in mind. And if you don't have Wi-Fi or something, I don't 100% recommend Splatoon because the story mode is great, but there's only so much you can get out of it. Online multiplayer is really the thing that Splatoon is for. So, yeah, if you don't have Wi-Fi, just consider that, because you really do need Wi-Fi to do the online matches, and if you don't have it, it's kind of like, what the heck, you know, like, you can't really play it, so, make sure you consider that before you pick it up. Well, we're at our next item, and this is actually my second top recommendation for the Nintendo Switch, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. So I've actually beat this game, so you can look at a review that is coming up on my channel soon. I hope I can do it either next week or this week. With my Breath of the Wild gameplay, it's a little tricky, but I was able to beat this game, and let me just tell you right now, before like I get into my review, this game is absolutely amazing, guys. Super Mario Odyssey is definitely one of the biggest titles for Switch this year, if not the biggest, besides Zelda. This was such a surprise to me, you know? It got a lot of hype, but not like the hype that you'd think. Like, Breath of the Wild got incredible hype, but maybe that's because it was delayed so many times and people were so excited for this. But Mario Odyssey is something that nothing has done before. I just think it's so fun. It's so entertaining. It's for all ages. If you know that they've played Mario games in the past and haven't liked them, if they haven't played Mario games, this is a perfect way to start, guys. Super Mario Odyssey, if you, like, I've seen so many videos where people say, you have a Switch, you aren't playing Super Mario Odyssey, like, what are you doing? And it's so true. If you already have a Switch and you don't have Odyssey, I mean, come on, there's nothing to lose here. Super Mario Odyssey, definitely in my top 5 games of the year, possibly top 2, and oh my gosh, guys, Super Mario Odyssey is absolutely fantastic. Make sure you pick it up if you don't have it, and if you have a Switch that you're getting for someone, and there's a bundle, actually. There's a bundle with Switch and Odyssey. Super cool. You get dark red Joy-Cons, which looks awesome. It comes with a case. I think it runs at like 380, and the normal Switch is just 300. So that's actually a pretty good deal. It comes with a case, the game, the Switch, like the Joy-Cons that are really good. So yeah, try picking up a bundle for them if you want to. I am sure many of you saw this coming, but my #1 choice for Switch this year, and I actually have a Wii U version of this game with me, but I have it on the Switch because that's where I played it. You can check out my Breath of the Wild videos here. I'm doing a gameplay of it right now. I already have, I think I have like 5 Breath of the Wild gameplay videos on my channel. A couple about other stuff, and then I actually started a whole gameplay of the game where I do the Divine Beast. But yeah, so I have the Wii U copy just because we have that one too. So, and I downloaded the one on my Switch. This is my #1 game of the year. I'm gonna say that in my review, so it's not really a spoiler. Well, it is a spoiler, but I mean, come on. I'm like a huge Zelda fan. This game was just revolutionary for me. I was waiting for so long for this game, and when it finally came out, it did not disappoint at all. Guys, Breath of the Wild is definitely the best game on the Switch so far. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. And I can also say that it is definitely the best game of the year. At the Joystick Awards, they gave Breath of the Wild their best game of the year, and I could not agree more. It deserves it so much. And Odyssey is fantastic too. It's just as good, but actually, Breath of the Wild's actually just a little bit better, but that could be biased because I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've beat the game twice now, and I'm actually going to beat it on my channel. So when the end comes out, you guys can check out the end. If you have a child or a spouse, whoever you're buying this for, if they do not like Zelda, once again, this is a perfect spot to jump in on. Breath of the Wild will get them into the series even if they don't like Zelda. I have a couple friends who just think Zelda is awful, and they will not, like, even consider playing it, but Breath of the Wild is a game changer. Definitely my favorite game of the year. It is just absolutely fantastic. If you have a Switch and you didn't pick up Breath of the Wild, like, seriously, that one is a what are you doing? Zelda is an amazing game franchise, and this is obviously one of my favorite titles in the whole series. Now we're moving on to a different selection of games, so we'll move on to that right now. This next title is for the Nintendo 3DS. This game came out this year. It is, oh my gosh, it is so good. It is Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. I unboxed this on my channel. This game is absolutely phenomenal. I love this game. I'm actually super close to the end. I think I only have 2 or 3 hours until I beat this game. There's a ton of gameplay here. It takes like 35 hours to beat this game. It is huge and it is so good. The DS didn't have a ton of fantastic titles this year, but definitely Fire Emblem Echoes is a huge standout. It is amazing. It is a tactical role, it's an RPG game, so it's kind of like playing chess, but just on steroids. This game is insane. And there's a ton of Fire Emblem titles on 3DS. There's 3 of the same series, which is Fire Emblem Fates, Conquest, Birthright, and Revelations. I have played through all 3 of them. Fire Emblem is my second favorite video game franchise of all time, and this is now one of my favorite entries in this series. If your child already has a 3DS, and I don't know if I'd recommend this for children. It is really hard. So if you have a spouse or something who has played a Fire Emblem game before, or they just know who they are from Smash, I would pick this up for them. Or if you have a teenager like me, pick this game up. Great cutscenes, fantastic voice acting, and I'll have a review when I beat it. So we'll move on to our next, and I'm pretty sure last title here. So let's go into that. So my next title here is actually kind of weird because I don't actually have the game, but I can recommend it because I have played it. Which is weird because I just played the other one, and this is Pokemon Ultra Moon. So this is Pokemon Moon right here. So there's Pokemon Moon and Sun, which came out in 2016 in November, but this year they have 2 sequels to the games, Pokemon Ultra Moon and Pokemon Ultra Sun. These games have been getting fantastic reviews from IGN. People say they're better than the originals. So when the little bit that I played of Ultra Moon, I actually thought it was a little more fresh. Just the start of it was better than the start of Moon. They kick things off faster. There's a ton of new Pokemon to catch. This isn't just for kids either. I just dropped that, but this isn't for kids either. It's actually pretty hard, and I'm pretty sure the Ultra versions of the games, they up the difficulty, so that's pretty cool. So this is a 3DS title. We're actually getting a Pokemon for Nintendo Switch soon, so I think that's next year. If you're watching this in 2018, maybe you already have this Pokemon game, but yeah, so we're getting a Pokemon game then, but Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are out now. This is a big Christmas present, especially if you have younger kids who like Pokemon, older kids who like Pokemon. I really love this game. I actually beat it just the other day. I cleared Moon the other day, which was really cool. This game is a joy from start to finish, and if they have never tried a Pokemon game before, this is something to get them into the series, and it's so enjoyable. I'm pretty sure they'll just keep going back because it is truly a fantastic handheld game. They pulled off so much for it being on the 3DS, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Well, I really hope you guys like this video. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you can get something for your Switch. And just one more thing I should mention real quick is there are 3 M games that you can get for your older kids here that I didn't mention before. That is Skyrim, Doom, and I was gonna say Wolfenstein 2, but I don't think that's out yet. Another one is Resident Evil Revelations. Those games are for more mature audiences, but they're huge. Like on the Switch, they're getting a ton of sales. Skyrim just hit. I mean, it's portable Skyrim, so I'm getting it for Christmas. You know, I would have got it then, but my birthday's soon, so I'm just gonna get that for my birthday. Same with Xenoblade, so check out new videos for that. I'm having another Breath of Wild episode tomorrow. Check out for that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.